What does it take to train for 20 plus hours in a single week?
Alright, made it to our high point.
We're Sid and MACKY, and we're about to find out. We're professional mountain bike racers on a quest to race the best and most challenging mountain bike races around the world. And many of those best races, well, they're pretty long. Until recently, we focused on enduro, which as a downhill discipline allowed for lower volume training and less structure overall. But this year, we have a few major cross-country stage races on our calendar, including Trans Andes, a 5-day race in Patagonia, which starts in only 3 weeks. So it's time to level up and put in a big week.
Over the past few months, we've been working with Coach Mike and Training Peaks to put together training plans for our followers. These plans are based off of our on-bike training, but adapted to be more accessible for those with limited time and experience training. Our Couch to First race plan is especially designed for those who are new to training and want to gain some fitness on the mountain bike. With only a few workouts a week, it's a great starting point, even if you don't have much time. Now, Coach Mike has added some stage race specific plans. We know a lot of you have big goals like doing the BC bike race or similar stage races, and these are the plans that will get you there. The stage race plans are all 16 weeks long and have 3 levels, and like our other plans are based on how much experience you have and the time you have to put into training. All of these plans come with Training Peaks Premium for the duration of the plan, so you'll have access to the same technology we use to track our workouts. Training Peaks fitness, fatigue, and form scores allow you to see how your fitness is progressing in real time and give you the information you need to make sure you're ready to perform when you need to perform. Most importantly, structured training has given us the fitness we need to ride more and have even more fun doing it. So whether or not racing is a goal for you, check out these plans and start your mountain bike season with a bang.
Let's get back to that original question. What does it take to put in a 20-hour training week? Well, first off, it takes planning. Our previous training weeks have been more in the 14 to 16-hour range, so for this week, we'll need to shuffle around some other obligations to free up some more time. Luckily, my parents are visiting and are game to help with cooking and some household tasks while we focus on training and recovery. We'll also need to get on the phone with Coach Mike and hash out the final plan.
Get the volume up pretty good this week, and then your body feels that repeated day after day of volume.
And of course, we'll need to prep some ride snacks.
Let's test with the crew, see how we did.
There's 2
we got
options.
Mom, we got Dad. All right, we have the tahini lemon blueberry, and then just like a straight up chocolate peanut butter.
I'm going for chocolate.
Gotta go in the order.
You have to try both, otherwise it's not an appropriate taste test. Which one did you try?
The lemon one.
Man,
Lemon blueberry.
chocolate peanut butter.
So as requested by Sid, I'm making sourdough crumpets, which turns out are pretty delicious ride food.
When we made the plan, it was not supposed to snow today. I think the roads will probably be pretty sloppy. Today we'll probably do our ride on the trainer, and then the road should be good for tomorrow, which is a bigger day anyway. The theme for today is Mike's kind of like easing us into this.
Oh,
We're gonna
totally.
be like, oh no, it's fine. This isn't even hard. False sense of security.
Oh.
I think that's what he's going for.
I need to mix it all around. Mix it with my...
Look how pretty it is. We have talked a little bit about our strength training in previous videos. We get a lot of questions about it. The honest truth is that we are not experts in strength training. We work with experts. We did some really heavy, lower rep weight training through November, December, and the first half of January. Now we are moving into what Dane calls a strength endurance phase. So higher rep, more dynamic stuff, and more single leg work, and also working on a little bit of explosiveness, which is especially good for me because I am just not an explosive person.
I'm very calm and mellow. I'm not an explosive person.
That's true though.
I'm okay.
Wait, do it one more time. I need to look not through the camera. You're good. You got like 4 inches.
Deadlift. Jump. Deadlift. Jump.
Workout number 2, gonna be indoors today. Mackie and I typically keep the indoor riding to a fairly small percentage of our overall riding just because we know that we will get burnt out if we are spending hours and hours riding indoors, not going anywhere. However, it's really nice for days like today where the roads are wet, we have a short ride, it's only an hour and a half, and like we would just get our bikes completely trashed in an hour and a half.
You hypnotize. You hypnotize me. You hypnotize me.
Mom made dinner tonight. We've got roasted tomatoes, we've got garlic, ginger, chicken, got spinach.
And then we have rice cooked in coconut milk.
Lunchtime, hooray. So we are not changing a ton this week, but one thing we are gonna try to be really careful about is timing our meals to be better, especially for these longer rides. So it's about 11:30 in the morning, which is earlier than we would typically eat lunch. For this ride, because we're gonna be riding for 4.5 hours, we are gonna eat and then pretty much go ride and then probably eat again when we get back. And we'll also be eating on the ride, so lots of eating. These are all endurance rides, and I don't know, our stomachs are pretty used to riding after eating just about anything at an endurance pace. Obviously, if you were doing higher intensity, we'd probably be doing something like white rice instead of this farro to like cut the fiber down a little bit, but we're not worrying about that. We're just eating normal, healthy food. The most important part is getting enough food, and specifically enough protein and enough carbohydrate. All right, we got some chicken and an avocado. So this farro salad has a bunch of veggies in it. All right, there you go. Lunch. First big ride. For this one, I mapped out a ride. I think it'll end up being like 55 miles and like 500 feet of climbing.
Sid got a bit of a head start. I'm finally catching her, but it took me 17 minutes. Hello. Well, this is probably the worst part of this entire ride. There's almost no shoulder. There's a certain amount of traffic, but to make this into, well, something a little different than what we've been doing in a loop, we had to do it. So we're just trying to get the section width over quickly. Sid's drafting, and yeah, just try to get to White Rock where we get a shoulder again. Made it to White Rock, didn't get squished. That's right, the bustling metropolis. That's a pretty impressive fire department.
They have pretty impressive fires.
Approaching the Bandelier entrance, and this is a section I've never ridden before.
This is basically the low point of our ride. The low point is 6,317 feet. I'm just really, really stoked and really profoundly grateful that I can do rides like this again and train like this. And I get to do this whole week of training with that being the main focus. That was like what I learned during my injury, was that I really want to train. Like, I want to race, but I really, really want to train. And I don't know, a lot of people think that's weird, but I guess that's just me.
This crumpet has been speaking to me. That is excellent.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is this past year, in November, it wasn't until November of this year that I got over this kind of hump, and like all of a sudden endurance rides weren't like kicking my teeth in. And this just made me think there's something that like really fit people and athletes like to say to people who are out of shape, and it's like supposed to be encouraging, and I've said it and I now regret that. It doesn't ever get easier, you just go harder or you just go faster. And like, I get why people say that. It's kind of true for racing. Racing is never gonna feel easy. That's not the point. If I can do a 50-mile race in 6 hours, that's a lot easier than doing it in 8. The endurance stuff for me, the training, it has gotten so much easier. I don't mean that to say that I'm not working hard. It's just, yeah, it's not kicking my teeth in. It feels good. It's like good hard. Whereas a lot of last year was like hard all the time. And I don't know, I think if someone said that to you and you were like, gosh, why should I keep doing this if it's never gonna get any easier? Just know that they're full of shit, and it absolutely does get easier. You also get faster and fitter. And yeah, I mean, this is not the ad part of the video, but like really structured training, man, freaking works. All right, now we go up again. Up.
Back that way to the right is Los Alamos. Straight ahead is the climb up into the Jemez to Valles Caldera, Jemez Springs. When I got back on this road after taking the Bandelier ride, Sid was probably 15 minutes ahead. So I'm gonna guess that I would see her in maybe 20 minutes. Just to be clear, that's 20 minutes from now, not 20 minutes from when I turned off or turned back onto the road. All right, just over 2 hours, 2:06. So approaching halfway. I just spotted Sid. He's probably 1 to 2 minutes ahead of me right now. So if that takes me 6 or 8 to catch her, yeah, my estimate, I suspect is gonna be pretty close.
How's it?
Good. How's it been going for you?
I'm a little bored, to be honest, but
Bored?
no.
Aww.
My camera died again.
Camera died. All right, 2.5 hours. It's crumpet time again. giving in. I'm putting on the warm gloves.
The last hill. Got some dried mango. Going up to Pajarito Ski Hill. We ride up this a lot. This is where we do our intervals.
All right, last significant climb of the day.
Made it to our high point, just under 9,200 feet.
Here's the high point. I haven't seen Sid yet though, so I'll keep going until I see her. There she is. U-turn. Oh, hooray, we're home.
The recovery drink, and now we need to stretch a little bit, or a lot of it after that. And Mom has dinner ready. We got some pasta, bolognese sauce.
Yeah.
Yum. Very exciting.
Just pulled up the weather for Nambe, which is where we're planning to ride. It's currently 25 degrees and snowing? I don't know. It's a tough
I
one.
personally feel like it's probably not snowing that much, but what do I know? I don't change plans easily. I'm like a
Elephant?
No. Something like a really large ship.
Oh, like a
Freightliner, yeah. After much agonizing and discussion, we've decided to ride now. Ride from the house. It is 19 degrees. So on the plus side, that means the trails will be frozen, hopefully. The downside is that it's 19 degrees. I'm trying to think of where we should do our training camp next year. I'm thinking maybe Hawaii or I don't know, where would you like to go?
New Zealand.
New Zealand, that'd be fun.
Guess what, guys? It's snowing. Well, normally you can see mountains over there, but not today. Whoa, icy. Whoa, whoa. Got offline. Oh. Every time I get out the center, I slow down like to half speed. Yeah, definitely no line choice. Ooh, scary. Suboptimal conditions. Fortunately, we're not hurting the trail since everything is completely frozen, but between icy patches and like drifty patches and patches where half of it melted off because of the shadow of the other side of the trail, like I don't know, it was weird. So Sid and I have been doing some complex in our heads math, trying to figure out how much slower my tires are than hers. We calculated basically watts per pounds combined rider and bike weight, and it doesn't come out to the same. So we're guessing that these tires are maybe 3% less efficient for, you know, rolling resistance. It makes perfect sense. These are DHFs, like full-on sticky downhill tires, versus Sid on recon races. Woo! That was icy. Oh, so is that. Snack break. Crumpets. We decided to go up the switchbacks because it's south facing. So hopefully, oh, I see. South facing, so it should be less snowy. And hopefully there will be sections that are rideable like this. So that's good. Oh. Let go! We made it.
Well, after that absolute pounding, we should eat pizza.
Yeah. Are we doing
Unfortunately,
pizza or calzones?
I think calzones. What about a cheese pull?
Oh, cheese pull. How well did you aim?
Not well. We got some new kit from our new clothing sponsor, Primal, today. Gonna show it off. Got this short sleeve jersey, the Elitios jersey. Very cute, I think. The bibs seem to fit super nice. This is like super soft, which is awesome. We are gonna do custom kits with Primal, and we've been working with them over the past few weeks to put together the design, and it is so good, but it's gonna be a little bit longer until we get those. We will not have them for Chile, and then we will do a jersey order at some point in the spring. Today's ride is an 1.5 hour endurance. We were just gonna go out on the road. Mike said we could go a little easier on these shorter rides just to get a bit of recovery before we do another big ride tomorrow.
So today is our first day of driving to ride because we'd really like to ride some dry mountain bike trails. We're heading down to a little bit south of Santa Fe to the Galisteo Basin Preserve, although we're actually gonna park closer to Santa Fe and ride the rail trail down there to get some extra time. What do we need? Packs, which turns out are still full because we drank no water when we did our 3-hour ride with these because the hoses were frozen the entire time. Glasses, shoes.
We've got Mackie's mom, Amy. She's our first backseat passenger, so we'll expect a review.
Good.
She's ridden in the back of our van, which I believe was usually on a camp chair, sliding about. So this is an upgrade. Have we got everything?
I think so.
I forgot my GPS. I forgot my headphones. So I won't have any power data from this ride, which I'm irrationally upset about. And also, I will have nothing to look at or listen to for 4.5 hours, other than the scenery and my own thoughts, which is a scary proposition. Ah, cool, we're going under the train. How cool would it be if there was a train right now? Actually, it'd be kind of scary and loud.
Well, the trail got a little bit less used, less graded. Now it's basically like true double track. Whereas before it was pretty much a graded dirt road.
Kind of hoping the train doesn't come right now because it'd be loud. Kind of scary. Might hide behind a bush or something.
Oh, this is a cool bridge, yeah. 0.2 of a mile down this road is the parking lot and trailhead for the Galisteo Basin. Sid is going to take all right turns and try to do like the outer loop of this whole trail system. And I'm gonna do all left turns and try to do the outer loop of this whole trail system. And then hopefully we meet somewhere at the far point.
We're on trails. Woohoo.
Well, I got a little lost back there because I was following what seemed like a trail and had tire tracks on it, and then turned into nothing all of a sudden. Arroyo de los Angeles. Yeah, I don't really feel like riding through an arroyo. Thank you, though.
The purpose of today's ride, I mean beyond the overarching purpose of the whole week, which is volume, 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 the purpose here is to get some good saddle time in on the mountain bikes, because we've been doing, I'd say probably 80% of our training on the road bikes. We did get out on the mountain bikes earlier this week, didn't get as much mileage in as we would have liked. It was kind of slow and rough, but that's still good training. But I think putting in a good 4.5 hour day will be, that's not the way I wanted to go. That doesn't go anywhere. Will be confidence inspiring going into 5 big days on the bike. Ah, so pretty out here.
Well, I don't know where this trail goes, but I'm hoping it will loop back around clockwise and I will run into Sid eventually. But if not, I guess I will be backtrekking.
Woohoo! This is fun. It's so fast. Wee-haw!
Look who it is! Hello. Mwah. How you doing?
Good.
Nice.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yum sandwich.
You don't mind?
We've come to the conclusion in this ride that we were slightly ambitious. And if we want to only be riding for 4.5 hours, we have to pick up the pace, hop on some road, probably a combination of both of those things. Avoid trails with jaunt or amble in the name, as those appear to be very slow at getting you from point A to point B. Stop lollygaggling, ambling, jaunting, willy-waggling. There's a trail called Willie's Waggle out here. Willie's Wiggle? Wally's Wiggle. Honestly, I don't know what it's called, but like in my head, it's Willie's Wiggle. Forever and always.
In your head, it's Wally's Willy.
Yeah, it's the Wiggly Willy. Sand trap.
Sand trap. We're figuring we need maybe an hour 15, maybe a little bit more to ride the rail trail back. So Sid headed off to the east and is riding, he's gonna hop on a dirt road to work her way back up. I am trying to work my way back to the northern parking lot via trail.
Nice gravel road. We're gonna go this way a bit to speed things up a little bit.
I found her. All right, we made it.
Well, I would say today feels like trying to get up during a stage race.
Good thing it's like a nice, warm hot tub this morning.
Last ride of the week. We are doing a 3-hour road ride. I'm meeting my friend Sarah. We're gonna go out to the caldera. Now he's gonna come with us and then drop us.
We washed the bikes after yesterday's ride, but apparently we did not wash the shoes. I decided to go do the White Rock Loop, which we did the first day, but in the opposite direction. And yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
It's so pretty out here. The temperature is perfect despite all the snow.
It was great to finish up the week with a beautiful New Mexico Bluebird day. Here are the final stats. 19.5 hours of riding and 3 hours of gym work for a total of 22.5 hours of training. I rode 213 miles with 70,859 feet of climbing for a weekly training stress score of 940. My fatigue score was 119 with a form of -31, but as we rest over the next week, the form will go up as fatigue decreases, showing that we're ready to race. Mackie rode a total of 250 miles with 22,310 feet of climbing and a TSS score of 871. His fatigue score was 111. Despite these significant fatigue scores, we felt pretty good for the whole week, which is a great sign going into a 5-day stage race. Make sure you check out the training plans via the link in the description to get your 2023 mountain bike season off to the best possible start. And tune in next week as we head south to begin our race season.